So lo and behold, those weapons that don't exist, the ones that hit the diplomats and CIA and the government keeps covering up. Here's a Directed Energy Professional Society Directed Energy Systems Symposium, 13 to 16 November 2023, to be held in Monterey, California. Guess where that is? Well, that's at the Nova Postgraduate School. I'm a targeted individual that lives on the Monterey Peninsula. They've been using me as a human target and Eardley Avenue as a facility to utilize and field into fully deliverable devices to the warfighter. As the directed energy community transitions from years of science and technology to programs of record, which means that it's basically operational, the theme of this year's System Symposium is delivering directed energy, basically weapons, to the warfighter. '23 Directed Energy System Symposium will be held 13 to 17 November 2023 in Monterey, California at the Hyatt Regency Monterey Hotel and at an off-site location. Well, I believe the off-site location will be the civilian population that houses the emitter systems, as they use the civilian population that hates the target, as they hand them their gizmos and gadgets and directed energy handheld, man-portable, warfighter devices, and offensively target this residence on Eardley Avenue, along with the individual called the targeted individual, myself, as they light me up like a fucking Christmas tree. The Directed Energy System Symposium focuses on systems aspects of directed energy in a limited attendance environment. Some portions of the System Symposium are held at the CUI/limited distribution level, while others are conducted at the secret level. Attendance for this event is limited to United States citizens from government, industry, and academia. So state, corporate, and academia sponsored, sanctioned, and covered up. You know, I say that all the time. With appropriate security clearances and need to know. And that's a really good one, need to know, right? Because that's how highly compartmentalized and classified. As well as United Kingdom citizens from government who have the proper clearances, need to know, and have satisfied all facility access requirements. Proceedings of the symposium will be published, and then, but it's classified. Here are some of the things that they'll be doing. High-powered microwaves, directed energy systems, pulse lasers. Here's a good one. Directed energy biological effects. Well, when you fire it at a live human being, I guess you can get all the computational data from your little bots that are running around that are giving you the feedback. So power distributions, DE manufacturing, industrial base, DE systems readiness and sustainment, laser technology for space application, directed energy for strategic platforms, open architecture, directed energy non-lethal weapons. Here's another one that you need to pay attention to, because directed energy non-lethal weapons are usually anti-personnel crowd control, to neutralize a crowd of people that might be coming at you, protesters, whatever, and you can take them all down with these directed energies. Exhibits and the exhibitor reception. So what does that mean? That means that developers of these directed energy weapon handheld devices and everything that they initially handed over to these civilian radicalized violent extremists to fire at targets like me indiscriminately, they'll be setting up their little booths so they can pimp off the weapons that they developed at the expense of the human targeting of another human being who couldn't defend themselves. Therefore, it's an offensive weaponized use. And they'll be trying to pimp those products for Pentagon contracts. Here are some of the people. You can freeze the frame so if you need an email address. And these are all the people that cover up what they're doing on civilian soils where there are targeted individuals who have come forward to all proper authorities at the local, state, and federal level, non-government organizations, lawyer after lawyer, and law firm after law firm, attempting to get this shit to stop because they're firing them at unarmed defenseless human beings. That is a weapon. That is an offensive use of a weapon. Here are the names of the perpetrators helping to facilitate and cover up and launder Department of Defense money into civilian communities under a false pretense of an Operation Weed and Seed by providing goods and services to those that are willing to participate in their weapons development. Oh, see, Cinnamon, she's still around. So let's get under some of the security clearances. It says the 2023 DEPS DE System Symposium will be composed of both classified and unclassified limited CUI distribution CUI sessions. The highest level of classified information to be presented at the 2023 DE System Symposium is secret /NOFORN. So it's highly classified, and not even allied foreigners in military, in national security, you know, from different countries are allowed in the meetings. That's how classified it is. Unless you're specifically invited from some other country. Attendance requirements. Participation in the classified sessions is restricted to United States citizens from government, industry, and/or academia with appropriate security clearances and need to know. That's another one. That's how highly compartmentalized and classified this coming 13 to 17 November in Monterey, California is. And have satisfied all facility access requirements. Note, United Kingdom participation in accordance with the information exchange agreements, I'm not going to go into that, between the United States and United Kingdom government employees from the United Kingdom government and their affiliated contractors are welcome to participate in the CUI and classified sessions that have been given approval by the presenter's local foreign disclosure officers, or FDOs, and or security officers for industry or academia to ensure releasability in line with export-controlled ITAR, EAR laws and regulations. United States presenters are encouraged to submit their presentations to their FDOs or security officers in a timely manner for UK approval. And then they have these links that you can go to. And so you pay special attention to this kind of stuff, because I'm going to show you something I did in 2014, because I received an actual brochure for the registration of a directed energy weapons symposium. So remember all the weapons. Here's the price to go. Occupying the Del Monte Hotel and Resort, a National Historic blah, blah, blah. So Del Monte, and then it's right next to the United States Naval Postgraduate School. Directed energies. You know those weapons that they said were made up when someone from a government like CIA knew about directed energies and said that that's what they were hit with? Okay, so let's go and let's flash back to my own website, because I received one, and I'll put the link inside the YouTube.
For Tuesday, February 25th, 2014, 13:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. In April of 2013, we found a registration form for what's called the Direct Energy Symposium. And these are high-level corporations, academia, Department of Defense, Department of Energy that gathered. So I tried, and a couple targets tried.
Her name comes up again. She's still there.
Register online. And then what happened was I was being a little stupid, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. So I was flagged to take me off the list. So what it was you have to register. So, you know, I put my name, and then my title was the victim of your weapons field testing. And then what you had to do was, the event was called the DECIS Symposium. And then I said that my title was the victim of your weapons field testing. And then I nicknamed myself Targeted Individual. And the company that I was coming from was tortured via non-lethal weapon radiation exposure. So what happened was I was red flagged by the Department of Defense to take me off the list. But someone within the Department of Defense must be wanting to expose it, because a lot of times they'll say, well, you know, you can't believe what you see on the internet. So here's a physical document that came to me in the mail, and somebody must be watching over because they wanted to prove, and they put me back on it so that I could get what's called the 16th annual.
It's the brochure to register.
Sponsored by the Directed Energy Professional Society. What it is a registration form and Directed Energy Education Workshop. And then it tells you about Directed Energy. So it's the 16th Annual Directed Energy Symposium provides a forum for the exchange of technical and programmatic information in the field related to directed energy source, directed energy effects, and the development, testing, and fielding of directed energy weapons and related technologies. The symposium will be attended by a wide range of specialists, including researchers, managers, policymakers, and executives from government, institutions, Department of Defense, Department of Energy, and other national laboratory programs, officers, the intelligence community, etc., industry, academia, and other scientific and future directed energy.
See, I missed the engineering portion.
Scientific research and programs.
See, I was trying to film and read at the same time. So what I'm showing you is a real brochure that I received.
You can clip this, you know, get the information.
So now it goes from the internet to a real document that says that all these people in State Department of Defense, corporate, and academia.
So let's open it up. This is
and the weapons actually exist that the government is saying that doesn't exist.
The symposium information, it tells you about the symposium, the schedule, but this is the critical aspect of this whole thing. Okay, it's about security clearances. The plenary session will be open to all attendees. The highest level of classified information to be presented at the 2014 Annual Direct Energy Symposium in secret, no foreign.
It is secret.
Secret and no foreigners. Okay? Participation.
It was hard for me to film and read at the same time.
The classified session is restricted to United States citizens from government, industry, and academia with appropriate security clearances. Please note that some sessions at the symposium will be limited distribution C and D, which restricts participation in those sessions to United States citizens who are employees of the United States federal government or its contractors. Limited distribution C, or U.S. citizens who are employees of the Department of Defense and its contractors. Limited distribution D. More information, including instruction on submitting visit request, is available online. A picture ID will be required at check-in and upon entry into the classified sessions videotaping. Okay, this is, you understand that a picture ID will be required at the check-in and upon entry into the classified sessions videotaping or audio recording of any session at the DEPS meeting is prohibited. Laptops, cell phones, Palm Pilot, and other such electronics will not be allowed in the classified sessions. Please do not bring them to the classified meeting site, okay? So here's symposium overview.
So this is just the brochure to show that it's not an online, you know, what do you call it, conspiracy theory about directed energy weapons.
Short courses that'll be covered, lasers, and then these are the technical topics, okay?
So that was from 2014 that I published on YouTube. And the title of that one is DOD/NSA Classified Directed Energy Weapons, or DEW Symposium Secret NOFORN. So I'm just giving you now, let's flash forward to 2023. And they're having the next session, including the human biological effects and an off-site location where they're going to light people like me up like a Christmas tree. And they're going to use the civilian hater population as they hand them their gizmos and gadgets to fire them and use them against an unarmed, defenseless human being. I know who the fuck I am. I know what the fuck I've been through. And I know who the fuck is involved with my targeting at the higher levels.